Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the CodeShip. This is the second episode of the whole channel, and basically the previous episode was the first. It was a pilot where we introduced a subject which is Cursor AI, an AI assisted, AI assistant tool that will allow you to do assisted coding with as much as possible with natural language. The experiment was basically to try to see how much can we go further or how far can we go with natural language in actually building the front end of a tool which is a Twitter scheduling application. It was, I think the results were quite impressive for the scope of an MVP, a minimum viable product, just purely built with natural language. Obviously not production ready. That's not the objective of the series of videos that I'm trying to do here. It's mostly experimental stuff around building a prototype of some sort. Today we're going to be extending and building on top of that. We're going to be extending the front end and building out a back end, which will make use of that. We're going to be storing the data, publishing tweets, etc. So that's what I'm going to be looking after, basically. Maybe there's going to be a third episode. Let's see. As long as it's not repetitive, because the whole objective, as I mentioned, is not to actually build this end to end, but actually to test out Cursor as much as possible, and also for me to test out my video production abilities on YouTube. So I hope also that in this episode the video and audio quality are gonna be much better. I hope. Thank you very much for the feedback on the first video, and yes, let's get started. So last time we left off from this, where we pretty much had a functional UI, which I think was quite not bad for almost 1 hour of work with prompting without doing pretty much any coding from my side. So we have basically something that works entirely client side. I can write something here, the counter works. If I recall correctly, also it validates when it goes above the size limit, stuff like that. We added this placeholder button as well. If we want to, let's say, do an LLM kind of optimization later as well. We'll try to tackle that today with by using Gemini API and the Gemini AI Studio. We had those fields as well for publish date and publish time, which were functional, and then basically it would write in the tweet. I just noticed that this needs to be wrapping for very long words, but I think it's fine. No need to worry too much about it. And also, the delete was working entirely client side. So today we're gonna kind of add the backend for this. I'll try to make it as much as possible with Cursor, following the same strategy, the least amount of code possible for the sake of this experiment. Again, this is an experiment. Nothing is going into production. Definitely the quality is not production ready for sure. I think it's decent for an MVP, not bad, can be improved, can be used as a starting point, and that's what we're after here, kind of like preparing a starting point for a maybe product or something like that, right? So in terms of code, the main place where like writing code was mainly on the index.html, where I have Tailwind and Alpine.js. Again, not the best way of using Tailwind. I'm just bundling everything together from the CDN. That's not the best practice for sure, but okay. We won't care too much about this detail for now. Same thing for Alpine. I'm just including Alpine from CDN. And then we have basically using the templating of Alpine and the binding of Alpine.js, in addition to basically defining the state here and the set of functions in the same file, just to make things easy. Although we could mention multiple files to our tool here, Cursor, which we can try today. So so let's start. What do we want to do? We had this main file in Python, very basic, just basically returning an HTML file, Probably here's going to be a bunch of business logic we're going to be doing. So we're going to be now relying more on the backend. My database of choice will be Firestore. I'm going to probably be saving the tweets into documents with content and publish time. That's the super simple schema. I had some existing documents added here just to test against basically the listing, and probably we're going to start from there. So that's going to be the overall approach. And yeah, maybe next step will be to add this LLM assistant to make tweets better. And then finally, so after persisting the data, maybe do a schedule, a publishing endpoint that we can reuse for either time-based publishing or for just the publish button to be clicked. So I'll try to see how far I can go with this, okay? So yeah, let's get started. I have my server powered up. I'll start with one thing first in main. So I'm gonna open up this chat and I'm gonna ask Cursor to kind of like create for me and two endpoints. One endpoint for listing tweets from Firestore, and then a second endpoint for adding a tweet to Firestore. That's going to be the prompt. I'm going to give it some guidelines, including using the Firestore SDK rather than using the Firebase admin, which can be quite a popular choice, but I don't think we need the full Firebase admin in Python. Just need the Firestore SDK. So I want to be as explicit as possible there. What else? To use default credentials because so in a previous example I tried at some point, it was always outputting stuff with like actually putting in the service account every single time, like the actual file for the service account, like the key. This is typically a bad practice, so I'm going to just ask it to use default credentials. And let's see where that takes us. Okay, so update this code and the related code in index.html such that I have two endpoints, one to add a new tweet and one to list the tweets. The schema of my okay, the database of choice is going to be Firestore with a simple schema containing what was the names, content and publish underscore time, content, which is a string, and publish underscore time, which is a timestamp. Okay. Follow a couple of guidelines when implementing this code. One, use the Firestore SDK and not the Firebase admin SDK. Second thing I want to do is make sure to use default credentials. And then 3, allow for setting the project ID and database name from the environment variables. Now I already prepared my environment variables. We'll go through them in a bit, but I think this is what should be done here. Let's see what it will give us. That's the prompt. It should be thinking now, no? I didn't submit it. Okay. Let me... Okay, there you go. Now it should be working. Could be the zooming on my end. Oops. Okay, let me remove the zoom. Okay. That's now running. Okay, let's see what it's doing. So it included google.cloud import Firestore, getting the project ID, environment variable, database name. Otherwise it defaults to default. Okay. Firestore client. Okay. It's initialized here. For some reason it's not using the database name though. I have no idea why. It's fine, I'll add it. And then here it updates the code in index. Let's replace string section with the following, script section with the following. Okay, tweet scheduler, sorted tweets. Well, this one I'll have to remove it, I think, eventually, because the sorting needs to happen from the query. Schedule tweet now actually calls a fetch on API tweets, which is a post method. Fine, nice, okay. New tweet response, fetch tweets. I don't understand why this is empty like this. This dot new tweet, content, publish date, publish time. Well, yeah, because if the response is okay, yeah, I'll have to see. I'll figure it out. I think I'll just let it run and then I'll just fix the stuff after it. At least here the endpoints, API tweets, DB collection, tweet documents, set, content, publish time. Document. Okay. And I'm not sure if this is gonna even work actually. And then this whole loop thing, yeah, and then taking out the ID. Okay, let me just run it and I'll see, figure it out. Let's see what happens. So the diff here is the following. We've got this added. We have a schema for a tweet. Nice. Okay. Tweet, add tweet, returns back a dictionary. Fine. This returns back an array of dictionaries. Also fine. Okay, let's just take that, whatever. Okay, that is applied. Let's apply this also to index, which I have a feeling this will not work in index, but yeah, let's try it. Apply. So what's the diff here? This schedule tweet, publish date time, new date. Okay, so it's basically putting them together. This is on scheduling, fine. So it's creating like the timestamp. Try post this new tweet. Oh, yeah, this is set empty because basically it's kind of like resetting the form in a way. Okay, I see what it's doing. Okay, okay. Actually, probably it should have been a form, like a proper form, but yeah, anyways. Then there's a placeholder for delete. Yeah, this could work. And then fetch. Yeah, I think this might work actually. Let's see. Let me refresh. Okay, this definitely doesn't work. Otherwise, the listing would have worked. So I have a 500 internal error, failed to fetch tweets. Okay, I got an internal server error. Okay, failed to fetch. Await response JSON. Okay, what's happening here? Let's refresh. Okay, this is failing. 400, the database default. Oh, right. Yeah, so it's defaulting to 400. Sorry, to default. I think what's happening here is that it has the wrong. Yeah, it has the wrong environment variable. So first thing first, we don't need default here. Actually, if this typically is none, then the DB automatically will default to the default database in the project. So you just need to put database equal database name, and we should be good to go. And here, Firestore database name, I just need to double check the naming here in my environment variables. Firestore database name, Firestore project ID. I think now it might work. Yeah, let's see. Okay, nice. Okay, so the listing is working. The listing is working. Fine. I've got schedule tweets. If I hit delete, I think it's just gonna call the placeholder, and that's it. And that's totally fine. And it's taking the ID of the Firestore document. Excellent. And let's say I'm gonna write a new tweet. This is a very new tweet. Okay, and I'm gonna put this here, and I'll put this there, schedule, and there you go. This is a very new tweet. Okay, great. If I refresh, it should be there. Now I have a third document, a fourth document. Excellent. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay. Well, okay. Actually, not bad. I think with the right prompting, this is not bad at all. It actually hits the nail. Okay, great. So we continue our journey. We fixed this. What do we want to do next? Well, one thing I'm not happy about is the listing. It's not sorted. So I'm going to try to remove the sorting. I'm going to ask it to remove the sorting from the front end entirely, and then apply sorting in descending order based on the query, okay, against Firestore. Now, this specific DB collection stream, then looping through the documents, I'm not very fond of it. I don't think it's a good idea. We need some form of pagination here for sure. For sure, we need pagination. I'm going to leave it as is for now because we're just prototyping. It's going to be okay. Maybe, I don't know, 20, 50 entries, something like that might be acceptable. More than that, I mean, it starts to get annoying, and it's not the right way to do it. Now, what if we had 1,000, for example, right? We're going to return 1,000. And then loop 1,000 times, well, over 1,000 entries. That's definitely not a good idea. But we'll just keep it, okay? Just keep it for now. I think a proper solution might take a bit of more time. Maybe we'll keep it for a third session. We'll see. I just want to get something that works for now. Okay. Let's do this. Remove the sorting from the sorting logic from index.html and just loop over the tweets in the state. No need for the sorting function. Instead, update the list tweets method function in main.py such that the data is ordered by publish. Was it publish time? Yeah, by publish time in descending order. So basically, yeah. So basically from the highest publish time till the lowest. Just something. We can maybe change it later. Just to see if this works out. So we've got here an order by, publish time, direction, Firestore, query descending. Beautiful. Very nice. I think this is gonna work. Okay. And then here in index, it should probably, it has fetch tweets, sets the tweets. And then in our template, it should just go for tweet and tweets. Excellent. That's exactly what I was looking for. Okay, let's apply this. Accept. Apply. Accept. Great. Okay, so far, again, we're building business logic. Not production material, but can be a start for a production piece of work. But it's in, like, so far the scaffolding of this application is in almost 99% without any real coding from my side. So this is sorted now, which is great. Maybe I'll add a delete functionality, given that this is working out. This should be easy enough, I would expect, right? So let's see. Implement. Okay, let's see. Implement a delete logic using a delete method endpoint on the tweet and apply the needed integration in index.html logic point in, so the endpoint is in main.py, right? Why can't I just mention main? Yeah, there you go. Okay, let's see what it gets back to us with. Okay, great. So now I have a delete endpoint, the tweet ID. Yeah, I mean, it's decent. It's a decent. It's not too bad. Not too bad. I mean, I'm definitely overlooking a lot of things. Overlooking a lot of things, but it can be a start. I think it can be a start. If you review, let's say, after 1 hour of like scaffolding things and then start cleaning things up after it, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. And then doc reference delete after finding it. Okay. I'm not sure if there's like one-shot kind of query that can just do the full delete directly. I'll need to check later. I haven't used Firestore in a very long time. Yeah, I used to use it when it was called Data Store. But yeah, let's go with this for now. It's fine. Maybe there's a better way to do this delete without 2 requests, because we have the document ID. So yeah, as well, I'll leave this for later. Yeah, because in a real, I think, coding session, probably I would just dive deeper into this and really try to understand, is this the best way we can do this? But that's going to take more time, because then I'm going to have to check and then check the documentation and then get back. And then, so I'm trying to kind of finish in 1 hour. So yeah. So let's accept this. Here then the delete method seems to be okay-ish. Oops, this is the index here. Delete tweet, sending API tweets, remove the deleted tweet from the local state. Okay, nice. So it just like deletes it from from the local state without having to call again the server to kind of replace. Yeah, no, not bad. Okay, fine. Okay. I'll accept this as well. Let's accept this. Tuck. Okay, great. Save. Go back. Refresh. This is a very new tweet. Delete. Okay, So we got that working as well. So Firestore integration, pretty much almost done, by the way. Also, I noticed actually fixed the formatting here. It used to be undefined. I think when I set the sorting thing, it already fixed it as well in the template. I think there was an error in the template and then it just fixed it. I'll need to get back later, check how it actually did that, what it did, but yeah. Okay, so I think we have something decent now. I'm gonna take it one step forward and try to integrate the Gemini API based on Gemini Studio. So actually, let me try to look this up. Gemini. Or actually, it's AI Studio. It's basically the development environment for Gemini. I just want to take a look here. Yeah. So that's basically the development environment for Gemini. You can have also some like code taken from here and then copy paste to have a chat like session or whatever. I'm just gonna go something even much simpler. So I'm just gonna not even test this here. You'll need to first get an API key for sure that is associated with a project. I already got my API key. I'm gonna probably delete it after I'm done for sure because you already saw my keys and the env stuff, so I'm gonna remove them, all of them. But yeah, after you create the key, pretty much you just need to look at the documentation. Gemini, no, was it? Yeah, AI Studio, Gemini documentation. Yeah, it's the API reference, if I recall correctly. I'm just trying to look it up to check the references. Yeah, there you go. It's in API docs. Yeah, so here basically there's a bunch of examples. You need to install Google Generative AI. Keeping in mind on my end, I've already installed all of that stuff in my environment. I have a Python environment set up already. So yeah, just keeping that in mind. Oops, no, don't want to do that. Yeah, so here, just for the record, I did install previously Google-Generative AI. So that's one thing you need. And also before that, I included Firestore, which I forgot to mention here. Not Fast API. Where was that? Yeah, it was somewhere. Actually, it was pip install Firestore, I think. As simple as that. Yeah. Yeah, actually, what I installed for Firestore was pip install Google Cloud Firestore, just for the record. I'm going to include all the requirements anyways in the GitHub repository, so you can just find them there if you are interested. Okay, so with that out of the way, what is the implementation we're looking for here? Very simple. Put an API key. I have the API key in my env here. My API key is this one, Gemini API key. And then what I'm gonna do is that what you should do basically is just generative AI, gen AI, get the value from environment variable, initiate a model, and then use model to generate content, .generate content. Okay, as simple as that. This is so simple that I think I don't even need this cursor thing to do it for me. So I'm just gonna write it myself now quickly, and we'll just get going. What I'll ask cursor to do is actually just prepare for me the, all the boilerplate for the endpoint. So that will save me some time. So prepare for me a placeholder endpoint in the API called /optimize tweet, which should take in a content yeah, we should take a tweet pretty much object. It's actually, I can just use the same object as a tweet. Yeah, in a tweet object in the request, and processes the content and returns back a dictionary for a tweet. Okay. Okay, so here it did like a nice placeholder for me. It's taking in a tweet object, optimized content, placeholder, then it's doing some random stuff, then returns back original content, optimized content, optimization score. Well, optimization score is useless here. Well, but anyways, I'll take that. I'll take that, and I'll just, let me just accept this, apply. Fine, like these two I'm gonna remove them after. Okay, fine. I should have probably asked it to simply not add additional imports. It's just annoying, but anyways. Yeah, so here I'm gonna just actually include what I need. That stuff I need to put at the top. Yeah, so I'm gonna do from Google.generative AI import generative model. No, that's actually wrong. Import gen AI. Yeah, that should be correct. I'm already importing OS. What's wrong with this one? Name gen AI, no name gen AI in the model. Well, it does exist. Oh, sorry. It should be as gen AI. Yeah, there you go. Import. There you go. Oops. Okay. Next, get the key. Well, I'm following this, but now it's getting hairy. Now, like all of this initialization stuff is happening. Like, yeah, when the web server launches in this place, but well, whatever. I'm again going to turn a blind eye on this. Maybe later on I can organize this in a different way. I have like a module that just does the, initialization. But for now, we'll just go with the flow. So here it should be, well, this is weird. OpenAI has not, this is wrong. This is generated by Cursor as well. So you see, this is where I think, so far, if I were to reflect on how this is going, Cursor and similar tools are great, but I think you always have to pay attention to what they're doing. There's no way, in my opinion, so far, even for such a simple application, if you notice, this is a very simple application. You have to always pay attention on what code it's actually generating, because some of it is complete nonsense. Like this configure OpenAI from GenAI, which is a Google library, has really nothing. Like it means nothing. It's a pure hallucination. So configure, then it should take an API key, that is correct, and then OS get env GenAI API key. Okay, let me see if my env file is correct. Gemini API key. I'm gonna call this Gemini API key. Okay, with that we should be set. Then I'm gonna define the model just in the endpoint. There's no need to define a whole model at the level of the web server. We're just gonna use it in a single endpoint here. So I'm gonna go back to my thing here, optimized content. We don't even have it yet. So let me just remove all of this. And model equal genai.generative model. Well, this is correct. But instead I'm gonna use the flash. So Gemini 1.5 dash flash instead. Then here it's suggesting response model generate content. That's correct. Tweet.content, correct. And then return optimized content response.text. Actually, this is correct. This is correct. Now, do I want to return original versus optimized? I think there's no need. I'm just gonna keep optimized content here. The exception handling, I don't like it that much. Doesn't make sense to do such a, kind of like a catch-all exception. I'm just gonna look a bit in the documentation what kind of exceptions I can get out of this. Okay. You know what? This is not a... Again, I'm not demonstrating this library here. So I'm just gonna add... Okay, and then a to-do here. Add error handling and logging. Remove the catch-all exception. Okay, so I'm gonna start doing this from now, because otherwise it's gonna take ages to go look at documentation, look at the exceptions available, all that stuff. Unless it can, I don't know, autocomplete something here. So let's see. Okay. Oh, well, actually this is okay. Nice. Oh, no, it doesn't exist. There you go. See? Yeah, that doesn't exist. So it's just coming up with bullshit classes. So I'm going to leave this for now here and I'll get back to it. At least we're catching the exception, right? Okay. What else? We have the optimize thing now going for us. Let me try to prompt it to update the index. Let's see if this is going to work end to end without even testing this endpoint. Just going to go fast. Okay, let me open index actually. Okay, go update the code in this file such that when a user clicks on the button inside the text area, it calls the optimize content endpoint and it replaces the returned text. It replaces the content of the text area with the returned text, right? So that's my prompt. Okay, added the code. Okay, let's see. Does this work? Okay, what do we have here? First thing, it updated the button so that it should have now some kind of action. No? Button class. Where's the listener? There's no listener here. Oh, right. We need to replace it with that. Okay. Now it has a listener for optimized tweet. The rest is the same. Fine. Then I go back here. What do I have? Scheduled tweet. This, all of that stays the same. Fetch tweets published now will be done later. Where's my optimizer? What? Delete, fetch, schedule. Oh, yeah. It means add. Okay, I'm barely reading here. Okay. So optimize tweet. Okay, fine. This is my function. It sends the tweet content. New tweet content. This update character count. Okay. Okay. Not bad. I think this could work. Apply. Continue. Where's the diff? I think it didn't do anything here. I'm gonna just try to put the cursor up. Sometimes I noticed if I put the cursor down, it won't really start from the beginning for some reason. Okay. Where are the changes? Yeah, this is really weird. Okay, I accept this. Just apply it. What? I think I might have hit a bug here because why isn't it working? This does not make sense. I don't even see this thing. Well, it's supposed to be called optimize tweet, right? So optimize. Yeah, there's nothing here. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna close this down. I'm gonna copy this prompt. I'm gonna close everything here. I think something is wrong with this tool. Might have hit a bug or something. Okay, again. Yes, index. Okay, that's more like it. I think this is going to work now. New tweet content, optimize content. Okay, now please apply this. I don't have the full day button. Okay, there you go. That's the function. Accept. That's the same thing. Okay, great. Accept, save. Let's go. Let's see what this will give us. That's our server. I'll see if we get any log problems. There's a very possible thing we get something wrong here. Okay, this is a tweet about the history of JavaScript. Right, about it, whatever. Okay. Okay, anything happened here? Nothing. Okay, there you go. 404 detail not found. Okay, what detail is not found here? Getting a 404 on optimize content. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Oops. Main. Oops. Main. Oh, it's calling optimize content instead of optimize tweet for some reason, right? Yeah. Okay, maybe it was my fault in the yes, in the prompting. You know what? I'll just go fix it here. Optimize dash tweet. There you go. Okay. Let's refresh this. This is a tweet about the story and history of JavaScript. I'm got an error here. 402 missing. What's missing? Field required. Body publish time. This is a tweet about the story. Okay. Oh, right, because it needs a publish time and whatever. Yeah, exactly. Okay, what are we building here? What are we sending? I'm just sending the content. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna... We don't really need those fields, but it's gonna try to validate on the level of fast API. Maybe we need a different object, actually, different model for this request. I'm gonna go dirty on this and tell it to just give me a default for the... Okay. Follow the schema that is required for this request in main.py. For anything other than the content, just use a default value. So I'm gonna go with this hack. Not a great hack, very bad, but yeah, who's counting? Publish time, yeah, that's fine. I'm just gonna give it the publish time off now, and then yeah, maybe we'll add a to-do for this later. Let's see, will this work? This is a tweet about the history of JavaScript. Optimize. Oh, nice. Okay, it did something. Great. So, did you know JavaScript was engineered called Mocha? It was excellent, excellent. Okay, that's exactly what I was looking for. Exactly what I was looking for. Yeah. So now it actually replaced my very bad sentence with a much nicer sentence optimized by Gemini Flash, which is great. So here at that, schedule, now it is scheduled. Great. Great. So this is working kind of end-to-end, almost end-to-end, right? Actually, I need to check the time. Maybe how long have I been talking? I'm actually, I should be setting a timer. I'm really losing touch of time sometimes when recording those videos, but not a problem. Yeah, so we have that. I think it's already a decent progress. Yeah, I could probably add still the tweet, I think, functionality and call it a day. So maybe I'm gonna actually ask it to add a tweet functionality. Okay. So how do I want to do the tweet functionality? What I'm gonna be doing is I'll be using the tweepy module, which is quite known, I would say. So this module, tweepy, yeah. Internet most loved Twitter API for Python. Read the docs. So I will need to use the tweepy whatever API, specifically the v2, to be able to publish properly. I was actually researching the whole API. It's actually quite messy, I would say. But to cut things short, we need to use the Twitter v2 API. So for that, we need to initialize a client. And from there, just, you know, set the bearer token, consumer key, consumer secret, and whatnot. I already prepared those in advance. You have to usually go to the Twitter UI, to developer portal, and kind of prepare those and define like an application and whatnot, and then you can just easily get those, right? So I'm gonna use whatever I have. Then later on, I'm gonna just remove those because you have access to them now. Yeah, so let me see what we can prompt it here to move as fast as possible. I'm gonna tell it that I have, so long story short, what we need to use the v2 API here to publish, we need the consumer key, consumer secret, access token, and access token secret, because this is basically a Twitter client, like a server client. Okay, so I'm gonna actually ask it to be using those values, right? and to be using the tweepy whatever application module, right, in Python. The installation is quite straightforward. You do pip install tweepy. I already have it installed in my environment, so just to speed things up. Let me now just prompt it to see if it's gonna do any good. Let's see. So main.py. We go here, define an endpoint for publishing a tweet, which will publish the content of a tweet into Twitter. Well, X, yeah, but Twitter still sounds nicer. Using the V2 API via Tweepy. Okay. This should be using. So what do I have here? This should be initializing a Tweepy client. Okay. And what? Passing in a consumer key, consumer secret, what else? Access token, and access token secret, right? And then from that we can just call the create tweet thing. So I think if you look here at the documentation, yeah, you can just do a create tweet. Where's that? Tweets. Go tweet counts, tweet lookup. Yeah, there's a create tweet function once you have a client. Once you define the client, where's the client here? Client tweets. Yeah, it should be a function here somewhere. Why is it not showing up? How come? Yeah, it's fine. I'll look it up after. Oh no, it's actually right there. Create tweet. Yeah, there it is. You see, client.create tweet. That's exactly the function I need to be calling. This will create a new tweet after I have initialized the client. Super easy, super simple. I think this should work. I tested it previously. Okay. These values are defined in the environment variables as, so maybe I'm just gonna give it the names as well. So let me see here. Just gonna copy those like that. Let's see, just to move fast. Whoops. Oh, I did a Vim copy. Yeah. Let me just. Oops. I'll just do a Command C. Yeah. My bad. Okay. Back to the file. Okay, let's go. Let's see. Okay, so included the right library. Excellent. Next thing here, consumer key, consumer secret, access token. Great. Now the client, I don't think I need it at this level. I think it can just be in the endpoint. It's not used by anything else, so I'll just move it myself later. Then publish tweet. Great. Response client.create tweet, text equal tweet content. Exactly. I think this is exactly what's gonna work. Perfect. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna ask it. Okay, I'm gonna accept this first and then ask it a follow-up. Okay, apply. Come on, where are the changes? Oh, it did already. Okay, accept, fine. So, publish tweet. Okay, you see, for example, this error doesn't even exist. Okay, let me fix a couple of things here myself. There's not much time. Client. Okay, let's take this, put it in the endpoint. No need for it to be all the way here. No need at all. It's fine. Let's just define it here. Yeah, very sloppy. Just need to get things done. Client. Great. Okay. Next, response. Again, here I have a kind of a catch-all. I need to do a proper. Okay, so there is a tweet P exception, I think. Exceptions. Okay, nice. Tweet P errors, tweet P exception. I think a tweet P exception should be well, good enough, better than just error, right? But also saves us a bit of time, so I don't need to go through the whole thing. Tweet P exception, exactly. Great. Okay, this should work. Why is it still complaining? No. Okay, this works. Great. Okay, so I got my tweet P exception. I want to do one more thing as well. I want to actually delete from Firestore when this is successful, right? So let's see if the publishing is successful. Delete. The tweet entry from Firestore. Okay, so what did it do here? Yeah, it went and basically did the lookup and stuff. And yeah, there might be another exception, so just threw in a general exception. Fine. Again, if I were to get this into a proper project, I would look into all of these details a bit more, but I think this is okay-ish for 1 hour. Okay, so save. Okay. I mean, I think this is not too bad. Not too bad. What is it this complaining about? Too long line. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, let me update the front end. Let me see. Index. Update the code such that clicking on the publish button would call the publish endpoint of a tweet, and it would publish endpoint of a tweet, and it would refresh the list of tweets in the listing section. Okay. Certainly. Okay. What do we have here? Publish now. Great. Post method. Great. What do we have as well? ID publish. Okay, great. Fetch tweets. Then, okay, it does fetch tweets again, so it refreshes. Not bad. Okay. Great. Okay. Apply. What does the diff look like? Why did it bring back the sorting? This makes no sense. I will actually... that's the first time I actually run into that. I want part of this, but not all of it. Like this sorting is useless because we already are sorting on the server when we call listing. And then once this is done, it's just going to call fetch tweets. And then fetch tweets is going to call the API, which is already doing the sorting. So I'm going to say no to this. And I'm going to say yes to this, right? And what else? There's still the template to update, no? Or did I approve it already? Honestly, by this point, I'm not even following. Publish now. Oh. Publish now. Oh, it's already there. Okay, then I didn't notice it. Oh, yeah. It's not part of this. It was previously added as a placeholder. Okay, fine. And then that's published now. That's calling that. Okay, fine. Great. Okay. Yeah, let's see. Is it gonna publish? Actually, I'm gonna open my Twitter on the side to check if it's gonna actually tweet, and I will delete it as soon as I can to avoid any embarrassments. Okay, let's try. So let's say that JavaScript history programming. Okay, that's not bad. I'm gonna publish now. Let's see, will this fail? Just in case, to see what's going to happen. Go. Really? Nothing? Oh, maybe I should have refreshed. Okay. I thought this was going to auto refresh. No problem. Okay. Go. Error 404. Not found. Okay, I think it's the wrong endpoint. Here it says publish. What do we have in main? It is publish-tweet. Close enough. Close enough. Well, actually, I didn't expect this. Publish. What was it called? Publish now? Yeah, it should be just publish-tweet. Okay, fine. Now we've got that. We've got this. Okay, so I think this should work. Well, I hope. Publish now. Again, 404. What? Really? Publish-tweet. /API/publish-tweet. Oh, there should be the tweet ID as well, no? Ah, no, we're passing the tweet object, so there's no need. What's happening here? Oh, the whole URL doesn't exist. Here it's sending, it's doing it just by ID. In main.py, it's expecting this tweet content. Right. Okay, so I'm gonna ask this thing to change. Yeah. Okay. Just gonna ask it to fix itself. Update this code to be compatible with the publish tweet endpoint that is in main.py such that it sends the tweet object request. No need for ID in the URL. Come on, let's do it. Tweets.find. Oh, yeah. So in the button, when it's clicked, it sends the ID. So then it needs to look it up again in the state. Yeah. Okay, well, this can work. This can work. Just could be better as well, I think. Maybe the binding should be different, but again, I'll have to delve into how to fix this with the JavaScript framework here I'm using. So okay, let me just add a comment here. Whoops, where was I? Yeah, optimize. Where's the publish now thing? Publish now. Publish tweet, yeah. To do. Look into a better way to handle this binding without the extra lookup in the state. So I'll have to look into this after. Fine, at least we're just putting it out there. Let's try it again. Publish now. Go. Oh, come on. Error deleting tweet from Firestore. Tweet object has no attribute ID. Right. Okay, 1 second. This means the tweet is published. So I need to first verify this. Yes, it is on my Twitter. There you go. The tweet is published. I will delete it immediately. Okay. Then get back to work. So it's still there, didn't get deleted from Firestore. There's a bug in the main .py here. Publish tweet. So it's missing the tweet ID. Is that what it said? Editing tweet from Firestore. Tweet object has no attribute ID. Wait a second. DB tweet ID. Right. It seems we're not passing the ID for some reason. Oh, right. It doesn't even have the ID in the... Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna add an ID here in the URL. Just to save myself some time. Yeah, I think maybe the ID should have been part of the tweet all along. My bad. This will need a full refactor again. For now, I'll just add it in the URL. Still okay-ish. Let's go here. Let me add the ID. Yeah, this code is starting to get annoying because now we're fetching the tweet by ID, but we know it's ID, and then well, fine. Okay, just let me add the ID here and t.id. Yeah, tweet.id. Well, I have the ID already, so no need. There you go. Yeah, this definitely needs a cleanup between the ID and the endpoint, and yeah, I think just the tweet object should have the ID, and that would be enough. It's gonna refresh now. Let me try this again. Publish now. Failed again. Tweet from Firestore. Twitter tab again. Really? Come on. I don't want to keep tweeting all night. Okay. Well, what's happening here? Tweet object has no ID. Oh, yeah. I forgot to update the main. Yeah. Okay. Yes, this is incorrect. You are right, sir. It should be tweet ID. As simple as that. Okay. Okay. Publish now. Please get deleted. Name tweet ID is not defined. What? Oh, right. How did we delete tweet underscore ID? Oh. Ref.delete. Yeah, how come this worked previously? I don't understand. Oh, it should be a parameter here. Fine. It should be, I think, like this. Yeah, I'm starting to get tired actually, so I'm very, very sloppy with this. I hope nothing is published. Yeah. Let me delete this one more time. Oops. There you go. Finally. That went. Tweet delete successfully. And the tweet is out. There you go. Nope. Where's the tweet? Really? Something's create tweet. Okay. Then delete. Let me see here. Let's put this if response dot data. Really? I'm getting really sloppy here, I think. Fine. Again, to do check. Yes, I'll do this after. Let me see if this is gonna still work. Okay. Publish now. This should have went. This should have went through. Okay, there you go. That's my amazing tweet. Delete. No need for you before my followers unfollow me because of all the spam. And this is working. Okay, great. I think I'm gonna stop it here. The reason is I think we already looked into a lot of things tonight. Let me just make a quick recap and I'll call it a day. What did we do? We implemented several things. We have a backend, we have a working database, we have a working tweeting thing, we have a working call to the Gemini API. I would say overall it's decent. There are a ton of problems, I think, if this is going to production, from security to validation to error handling to logging to all of that stuff not properly implemented. This is purely a toy project. It should definitely stay a toy project unless I put a considerable amount of time in making this actually work properly. Code organization need work, optimization of the front end stuff needs work, a ton of stuff. But to keep things short, is this tool, Cursor, is it worth using? I think yes. It can be a very good tool for prototyping, building MVPs, just like, and by the way, it's just based on Claude 3.5 Sonnet. So, I mean, technically it's Claude here writing the code. Nice rhyming to it. It's not bad. I think we got ourselves something working in like 2 hours or a bit more, which is decent. If we take it a bit further, it can just be something like a nice prototype to work with. Maybe usable with 1 more hour, 2 more hours of work. Probably it can be like I think in two more hours, hour and a half of work, reviewing the code a bit, doing some logging, writing some deployment configuration, it can be out and actually used. There's still the schedule trigger we didn't build, which is probably a cron-based thing, which, I mean, again, the objective is not to build this. There's tons of applications like that. We know how these things are built. That's not the objective. The objective was to demonstrate in those 2 sessions if this tool is worth it. I think it is. The main thing is that there is a wow factor that actually happens at the very beginning, I believe. And then after that wow factor is over, you start seeing the problems. And this is what I wanted to basically highlight here, is that the wow factor is great. I think it already does a lot of stuff well. I really like it. It's quite nice. It's just, as a developer, you have to be paying attention to what this code is actually writing. There's tons of stuff that can go wrong. So you have to be very, very careful. What really inspired me to make those 2 videos was basically one recording of an 8-year-old girl who was kind of like building an application purely in Cursor without knowing how to code, and her dad, I think, was just like recording that and showing like, yeah, hey, she's like building stuff. That's cool, that's nice, that's fun, that's great. And then lots of people on Twitter were saying like, hey, our jobs are gonna be replaced by 8-year-olds soon. And I think this is not really the case. And I actually replied to his tweet and told him, not really. Probably we're gonna be hired by 8-year-olds to actually fix their bugs. So I think that's what we should be taking out from it. Keeping attention to detail is very important. And with these kind of tools, actually hard to keep your attention. The reason is it's an instant gratification kind of thing. You type something, you get something out of it in a snap, and you're super happy, and then you go accept, tab, accept, tab, go, let's finish. But if you go down that path, I think there's just so many problems that will accumulate, and eventually it can lead to an insecure application, lacking a lot of kind of like professional work. So yeah, I mean, it's already good. I think it's already good. It's already decent. Maybe some developers don't write code as organized as this one in terms of like, using HTTP methods and setting things up properly. But I think we need the best of both worlds. We need the expertise and automation. So I think, combining those 2 together is a no-brainer. I would use it. I would use this tool specifically if I want to scaffold something very, very fast. And then based on that, continue maintaining it. For maintaining a very big code base and stuff like that, and I don't know if I already know the code base very well. I don't know if it's going to add that much value as much as it's going to actually add noise, especially with the hallucinations. So yeah, I'm going to see. Maybe I'm going to test it more. Maybe I'll make a third episode. Actually, if you think I should be making a third episode, do let me know. do let me know. Then maybe I would, if it's something interesting to you. If not, yeah, I have a ton of like other ideas I want to be doing that might be more, novel for that. Relative to that, because probably everyone is doing this these days now. This one. So yeah, if you think it's worth doing a third video where I go clean things up, organize it, deploy it, put it to production, apply the cron job thing, let me know. I'll think about that. If not, that's totally fine. Probably that's where we stop at. And then I'll be organizing new videos for different other topics, which might be more interesting. So I'd like to really thank you very, very much if you stayed up till this point. That's already great. You can support me by just liking, subscribing, commenting, sharing with your friends. If you have any feedback, please do share it in the comments. Or if you know me, feel free to just message me with the feedback. More than happy to take it. So yeah, I would really appreciate any input from you guys. Thank you very, very much. Just getting started, and hopefully the quality on things will improve, especially video and audio. Let's see. Thank you very, very much, and have a great day. Take care.